Could you really weld stainless steel using nothing but a homemade tool and a car battery? Let's put that idea to the test. Today I'll show you how to turn a simple AA battery and a few basic parts into a working mini welder strong enough to repair a broken stainless steel frame right at home. No fancy tools, just a bit of patience and some good old ingenuity. Let's start with a regular AA battery, the kind you probably have lying around in a drawer somewhere. Grab a pair of pliers and carefully peel off the metal casing. Inside, you'll find a black stick right in the center that's the graphite core. Take your time and avoid bending it. It's a bit fragile, but that's the piece we need. This graphite will act as the heating tip of our homemade welder because it can handle high temperatures and conducts electricity perfectly. Once you've got it out clean, wipe it down with a paper towel and set it aside. We'll sharpen it later to make it ready for welding. Now that we've got our graphite core ready, let's make it strong enough to use. Take a short steel rod, something that fits snugly into the hole left in the battery casing after removing the graphite. Slide it in carefully until it feels tight. To lock it in place, sprinkle a little baking soda around the joint. Then add a few drops of super glue. You'll notice it harden almost instantly. That's the magic of combining these two. The reaction creates a rock-solid bond that feels almost like welding. Give it a minute to fully set, then give the rod a gentle twist to make sure it's firm. This part will serve as the handle and connector for our power source later, so it needs to be sturdy and well fitted. Now let's make the key ingredient that helps our homemade welder do its job, the electrolyte solution. Take another used AA battery and just like before, peel off the metal casing. Cut that thin metal shell into small pieces and drop them into a glass cup or a heat-resistant container. Next, slowly pour in a bit of hydrochloric acid, just enough to cover the metal scraps. You'll notice it start to fizz a little. That's normal. It means the acid is reacting with the metal to create a conductive solution. Always do this step in a well-ventilated area or outdoors and avoid breathing in the fumes. After a few minutes, the reaction will calm down and you'll be left with a clean, clear liquid. That's our homemade flux. It'll help the solder stick tightly when we start welding stainless steel in the next step. Now it's time to give our graphite core a nice sharp tip, just like a pencil, but this one's going to handle real heat. Slide the graphite stick into your drill chuck and tighten it gently. You don't need to overdo it, just make sure it's snug and won't slip. Grab a piece of fine sandpaper around 400 grit straight and turn the drill on at a low speed. Hold the sandpaper steady and slowly shape the end of the graphite into a clean point. Take your time here. The smoother the tip, the better the electrical contact will be when we start welding. Once it looks sharp and even wipe away any dust. That's our heating element done, small, durable, and ready to carry some serious power. Now we're going to connect the graphite tip to the steel rod so electricity can flow smoothly between them. Take a small brass connector, the kind with 2 tightening screws often used for electrical joints. Slide one end of the connector onto the graphite tip and the other onto the steel rod. Make sure both pieces fit snugly inside. Once they're in place, tighten the screws down evenly. Don't over-tighten, just enough so neither part wiggles or comes loose. Brass is a great conductor, so this joint will transfer heat efficiently once we power it up. When it's secure, give it a quick check, solid clean and ready to turn into a real working soldering tool. Now let's bring some power to this setup. Take 2 pieces of insulated wire, one for the positive, one for the negative connection. Strip about 1 inch of insulation from each end to expose the copper. Attach one wire securely to the brass connector near the graphite tip and fasten the other to the metal body of the steel rod. Next, clamp an alligator clip onto the loose end of each wire. These will make it easy to connect to your battery later. Double check that the wires aren't touching each other to avoid a short circuit. Once both clips are in place, you've got yourself a complete DIY welding lead safe, portable, and ready for action. Now for the moment of truth, let's weld that broken stainless steel joint using our homemade soldering tool. First, connect the red alligator clip to the positive terminal of the battery and the black clip to the negative. Dip a cotton swab into the electrolyte solution you made earlier and dab a small amount directly on the crack of the stainless frame. This helps the current flow and improves the bond. Then gently touch the graphite tip to the joint. You'll see a quick spark and hear a soft sizzle. Hold it steady for a few seconds until the metal fuses. Lift it up carefully and let it cool. That's it, a solid, clean weld made with nothing but a few simple materials and some creative thinking. And there you have it, a working soldering tool built from nothing more than a couple of AA batteries, a bit of scrap metal, and some imagination. We just welded stainless steel without fancy equipment or expensive gear. That's the beauty of DIY, turning simple things into something powerful. If you enjoyed this project, give it a thumbs up and tell me where you're watching from. Drop a fire or the word done in the comments if you'd try this yourself. Thanks for watching and see you in the next build.